Glad you all are here. I'm Barbara Cloyd. I'm your host for the show, and I'm going to, as quickly as I can, tell you everything you need to know about how the show runs. Now I'm going to go back there and run the sound and let you all run the show. Before I launch into it all, I want to give a big shout out to the Recording Industry Association of America. They are a trade organization made up of all the major record labels. They certify gold records and platinum sales. And they also think that young writers and artists need a place to grow and learn and get some experience and develop, and they think we do a good job of providing people with that, so they have come on board as sponsors of the Bluebird. And in particular, they sponsor the Monday night open mic, the Sunday writers night, and all the early shows that we have. Those are the shows for the writers that haven't had their big string of hits yet, so we are very grateful to them to help us keep doing what we do. I also want to give a shout out to the Nashville Songwriters Association International, also known as NSAI. Got some members out here? Yeah, good for you. Good for you. If you are a songwriter and you want to get better at what you do, joining them is one of the best things that you can ever do. And about 5 years ago, when Amy Kurland, who founded the Bluebird, decided 25 years of running it was enough, she wanted to do something else with her life, but she didn't want to see the Bluebird go away. So she approached the Nashville Songwriters Association and said, would you all like to take over? And they said, why, yes, we would. And they did, so we are now owned by the Nashville Songwriters Association. And as somebody who's been there since pretty much the beginning, I can tell you they just really haven't changed it at all. It's the same great place that Amy built, and so we're glad that they have kept the mission going. Now, about tonight. Please remember to silence your cell phones. And please remember that we are a listening room, so no talking while people are performing. I saw people reaching in their pockets. It's good that I reminded you. And also, no videotaping without permission of the person on stage. So if you're performing tonight and you want somebody to videotape you, that's just fine. If you're just here to watch and you want to take home a souvenir of the show, we'll be glad to sell you a mug or a t-shirt, but you can't just tape it to take home and watch later. The reason for that is that this is a writer's night for everyone to play original material. So if you perform tonight, please sing a song that you wrote or co-wrote. You have to have live accompaniment. We're not set up for you to sing to tracks. And since it's early in the evening, we always want diners and families to feel comfortable and welcome. So we ask that you not do any vulgar or obscene material. And what I mean by that is please don't sing anything you wouldn't want to listen to while you were eating, or anything that you wouldn't want to explain to a little kid sitting next to you. So those are the guidelines. We are going to get one song from each writer who plays. Tonight we had 30 people sign up, and we can get 30 people in 3 hours. We often have more writers than we have time for. When that happens, what we do is, you all gave us a piece of paper with your name on it that we shuffled up to make the list from. And when we have too many writers to get on, we put a special Bluebird stamp on that piece of paper and give it back to you at the end of the night or whenever you want to take it and go. And the next time you want to play, it doesn't have to be the following week, there's no expiration date on it, but the next time you want to play, you still come for sign up at 5:30, and you still have to wait in line with everybody else to get a seat, but if you have a stamp, that guarantees you a chance to play. Tonight we just had a few stamps, and like I said, we only have 30 writers, so everybody will get to play. In fact, we may, and we're very likely to run out of writers before we run out of time, and what happens when that occurs is I come back on the stage, I shuffle up all the names of everybody who signed tonight. By then I know how many writers we need to fill up the rest of the night, and I'll just call out names till I find enough writers that are here and want to play again to fill up the rest of the night. Now, even though we don't have a lot of writers tonight, we still want to hear as many songs as we possibly can. So there's some things that we ask you to do. First of all, be ready to go when it's your turn, and ready means standing next to the stage, all tuned up, so you can be walking on while the person before you is walking off. Secondly, please don't pull out your very longest song tonight. There's writers' nights all over town that don't have the same kind of time restrictions that we do, so you might be thinking about that beautiful 5-minute ballad, but maybe there's that 3-minute song that we would all enjoy just as much, and then somebody else will get to play a song who might not have. And then no long-winded introductions, please. No extended instrumental solos. It's a writer's night for you to show off your writing. So show off your writing, not your instrumental chops, and let your songs speak for themselves. Now, once you're up here, we're all ready for you. We've got a cord hanging on each one of these stands, so if your guitar has a pickup, just use one of our cords. And if you would please put it back on the same stand you got it from, so I know what channel you're in the PA back there. If you don't have a pickup, this mic on the short stand is the one for you to use. Pull it as close to your guitar as you can get it without it being in your way while you strum. But don't point it straight into the sound hole. You want it pointing at the guitar, but an optimal place is right about where the neck meets the body of the guitar. If you aim it into the sound hole, you'll get a lot of feedback, so watch out for that. If your pickup has its own cord attached, you'll have to look on the ground where our cord is plugged in and swap out with ours. Put yours in the direct box, and then when you're done, if you would plug our cord back in, it'll be ready for the next writer. And if you're a keyboard player, you've got it easy because the Kawai Company donated this beautiful house keyboard to us, so you just can come and sit down and play. Okay, I think that's everything you need to know about the open mic. Before I read the list, I am gonna do a couple brief commercial announcements. One is for Steve Goody, who's back there behind the soundboard. Steve is the host of our Sunday Writers Night. He helps out here on Mondays, and his day job is running a studio called Pitch Perfect Recording. He can accommodate everything from a simple guitar vocal where you play and sing, or he will build you a track. He plays a bunch of different instruments. He plays all different styles of music. And not only is Steve good at what he does and a lot of fun to work with, but he's also very fast, so chances are you'll get in and out for less than what you're used to spending on a typical Nashville demo. The other thing I want to tell you about is my website, barbaracloyd.com. I'm a songwriter myself. I had a hit for Lori Morgan back in the 90s called I Guess You Had to Be There. And thank you very much. And for the last 12 years or so, I have been teaching songwriting. I do a lot of work with people one-on-one. I can listen to your songs, give you some feedback on them, and answer your questions about the music business. And I also do workshops, and that's what the little postcards on your table are about. They're called Play for Publishers, and I invite writers to apply, and I pick the 16 that I think are going to be the most interesting to top Nashville publishers, and I get 2 of them to come each day. It's a 3-day workshop, and so each day, each one of the 16 writers I picked plays a song and gets feedback from the publishers on the craft and commercial potential of their writing. And these are publishers that are out there getting cuts, so they know what it takes to get a cut. And if you're not one of the 16 writers selected, you can still attend at a reduced fee. And it's just a 3-day immersion in what being a professional Nashville songwriter is all about. If you're interested in that, I hope you'll check it out. And if the June dates don't work for you, I do them 3 times a year in February, June, and October, and you can find out whenever it's time to apply by signing up for my mailing list at barbaracloyd.com. Okay, last but not least, the fabulous Bluebird staff. We have Vonda and Erica waiting on you tonight. We have Tony behind the bar. We have Sal and Joe at the door helping you find a seat, and they love your applause. But they live off your tips, so please be good to them. We don't charge a $7 minimum on Monday nights like we do for every other show at the Bluebird, but please remember it takes them just as long to bring you a glass of water or a free refill on your coffee as it does to bring you a drink or a plate of food. So if you're asking for lots of service, even if you're not spending lots of money, please tip accordingly, because it's only fair.